Hi and welcome back to another AnyRPG Development Livestream. In these videos I livestream the development of the AnyRPG Engine, a 100% free and open source role-playing game engine designed in Unity and written in C#. These videos are unscripted and give you a chance to take a behind-the-scenes look at the unfiltered methodical side of software development. For more information on AnyRPG, be sure to check out AnyRPG.org, where you can find downloadable versions of the AnyRPG Engine in source code and Unity package format, as well as free games designed to showcase the features and potential of the AnyRPG Engine. If you'd like to see more of this type of content in the future, then be sure to like the videos, subscribe to the Cohesion YouTube channel, or just leave a note in the comments telling me what else you'd like to see. In this video, we'll be doing something that I really wanted to do in the last video and decided we might as well just squeeze it into the release, and that's adding multiple holdable objects in the game. So basically right now, when your character is doing any sort of crafting, he can hold like a single object in his hand. Like right now we see the saw, but some things I think it would be really cool to have multiple holdable objects in your hand. For example, with jewel crafting, it would be nice to have not only the gem, but a little hammer in the other hand as well. So we're going to do that because it's actually a really trivial change. So we might as well just squeeze it in there because it'll make everything look like way cooler. So to do that, we are just going to go into our source code, and that's in the engine, and then that's basically in our scripts, and it'll be under our base ability here. So if we look right here, we have protected string, holdable object name. We're just going to add a serialized field, and it's going to be a protected list of holdable, list of strings, actually. List of strings, holdable object names equals new list of string. Great, and now we have multiple objects. Okay, everywhere we see holdable object name, we're going to find all references, and looking at this, the only place that it's referenced is here. So we'll go into the holdable object names and quick actions and refactoring and just encapsulate that so that whatever is accessing my holdable object name can now access my holdable object names. We'll make that public, and we'll just remove that property. This is going to cause a bunch of errors. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this the safe way. We're just going to find all references to that. And in this case, so we have ability.myHoldableObjectName does not equal null. We're going to swap that up with myHoldableObjectNames dot. Right, and we need to go to the definition of iAbility and just add that. So this will be a property, and it is a list of string, my holdable object names. Control A, K, F to fix formatting, and save that. Now we can go back to where we were doing their placement there, and .count does not equal 0. Alright, next place that we had it, we can just remove that and go down to here, and that was the only place that we had it. Okay, good. And here we have spawn ability object. So basically, we're going to replace that with spawn ability objects and send in the entire list. Let's go to the right. I guess we have to replace it with a normal name, and then we can go to the definition. Alright, so we have ability object in the character equipment manager. We need a protected list of game object ability objects. We're going to comment that out. That'll give us a few errors, and we can just go fix that up. So here we will take in a list of string holdable object names. Let's see, then we're going to do this in a loop here. We're going to go for each holdable object, for each string holdable object name in holdable object names. Get that, and if this does not equal null, then we will continue with the rest of this code right here. Then we're going to take this right here and basically go game object, ability object, then tell our character to hold the ability object, and then we are going to add the ability object to our ability object list. So ability object, dot add ability object. Okay, great. So now that should work. For despawn ability object, we are going to rename that to despawn ability objects, apply that, and then go through a loop again. So for each game object ability object in ability objects, if ability object is not equal null, destroy ability object, and then ability objects dot clear. I think that'll work. Hopefully it doesn't tell us that the list was modified while we were looping through it or something like that. We're going to get rid of my holdable object name, save all, and go back into Unity and just see if we have any errors from that. I expect we may have one or two broken references here. We'll just fix them. iAbility. Let's see, what's it complaining about? My holdable object name. Right, of course. My holdable object name, no longer a thing. Okay, save that. Go back into Unity. Let it compile. And no issues. Okay, so next what we want to do is I want to add a tiny little hammer to the jewel smithing. And so for that, we'll look at hammers. And let's see. We have to create a holdable object in the alpha directory. So let's go there and alpha resources, holdable object. We're going to duplicate the jewelry gem because the gem's being held in our left hand, and we want to put the hammer in our right hand. So we will call it the jewelry hammer and move the target bone to the right hand. We will then go look for the hammer. We have a hammer somewhere, many hammers. We don't want the big one, we want a nice little small one. So this is the one I believe that I want here. Let's just take a look at these. This one, I think. That's probably the best one. Yeah, because this other one is pretty humongous. That little one could be like shrunk down. We got a lot of hammers. That one's really cool, but not quite what we're looking for. And let's just keep on looking down here. Wow, that's an awesome hammer. I'm gonna put that maybe, I gotta find a reason to put that in the game. And the rune hammer, these are all like, yeah, you know what, that's just quicker, just like this. Wow, where are all these hammers from? This is crazy. These are like runic stone hammer. Okay. Anyway, so I like that first hammer the best, basically, though, that little like jewelry type hammer. Wait, what's this? It's a small hammer? It doesn't look very small. Looks like a sledgehammer. Okay, so we'll go back up to the first one from the blacksmith, and that was Forge Hammer 3. Perfect. So let's see where that is. That's right here, Forge Hammer 3, and we're just going to Control D to duplicate that and rename it AnyRPG Jewelry Hammer, and then just retain the original name so we know which one it was. And then we can go back into the jewelry hammer and we can swap that out for this prefab right here. I have a feeling we're going to need to shrink the scale, but I'm just going to see what it looks like in our character's hand before I change anything like that. And I don't think there's anything else we need to do. I think that's actually good enough. Like all the other mechanics are in there. The only thing we did is just tell the game to do multiples. Okay, Jewelry gem, yeah, of course. This is always forgetting about that step right there. We have to change the resource name to match the file name. Well, not really, just to not match anything else. More specifically, file name doesn't actually technically have to match at all. So go to play, go to load game, go to 078 tester, and what do we got here? Right, yeah, of course. So if ability objects equals null, or ability objects dot count equals 0, then return. Nothing to do. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, we're going to go over to the crafting table here. Let's just save the game so we don't have to run back here if anything goes wrong. Go to jewelry and craft. No holdable objects, of course, because I didn't go in and update anything to use the new holdable object lists. So we need to do that. So then that means we need to go in and update everything, mining and whatnot. So let's go into here and we just need to update all these. Alchemy doesn't actually have anything yet. Okay, so holdable object names, we're going to have one here, and it's just going to be blacksmithing hammer for now. Cooking, we don't have anything yet for that. Fishing, we do. We're going to put the fishing pole in there. Herbalism, we don't yet. Inscription, we do. We're going to add the feather pen. Jewelry, we are going to add the jewelry gem and the jewelry hammer. Leatherworking, we are going to add the scissors. Logging, we add the logging axe. Mining, we add the mining pickaxe. Skinning, nothing, right? Because that's just like an automatic thing that you do. Like basically, you just get automatic loot from it. So there's nothing there. And then woodworking, we have the woodworking hand saw. Okay, good. So let's just go through and make sure that all worked. Good. Everything that's got text up there gets text down there. Perfect. Okay. Were there any other... This was just for abilities. You know what? There's some other abilities that have these things here. I believe... Well, you know what? Let's just go look through everything. Because why not? Just be thorough. So... Yeah, here we go. Good. That's important. And this is how we can actually do like arrows too now. Because we have like the bow in one hand, we can actually put the arrow in the other hand. Oh man, that's really cool. We're gonna do that for sure. Okay. And we don't have anything, these are just punches. And there's nothing in the AI's hands for any of those moves. Okay, so good. That's the animated attacks done. Some of the channeled abilities we do have holdable objects, like this one right here. So we need to take the edible ham, copy it into there. Same thing for the edible fish. We need to copy that out of there and put it into there. The uncooked ham, same deal. We're going to take the edible ham, move it out of there, put it into there. I don't think the rest of these have holdable objects. That was basically it. There's also the potions. We're gonna, when we drink the potions, there should be some holdable objects associated with them. So just go through here, make sure nothing's got any. Pretty sure, yeah, okay. So I expect to see some in here. Yep, okay. So holdable object names. Let's see, these all need a holdable object name. Good. So health potion, health potion, mana potion, mana potion, health potion, health potion, mana potion, mana potion, health potion, to health potion, mana potion, to mana potion, another health potion, to another health potion, and mana potion to the other mana potion. Okay, good. Let's see. We don't have anything else. Pretty sure that none of the summons use holdable objects. We did the professions already. None of the status effects use them at all. It is basically, that should be it. So let's go check here. I don't believe we have anything in our hands for any of the teleportation. And that's it. Okay, good. Let's save that, because we just updated a whole pile of scriptable objects. I would hate to lose that. And we're going to press play again. And let's go try our jewel crafting. You know what first I'm going to do? I'm just going to go put a show reel Euler angles on the hammer. In case AnyRPG star hammer, jewelry hammer. Good. If we put the show reel Euler angles on and we need to adjust it, we can just adjust it like right there on the spot. So let's start again. Load the game up. Go down into our 07A tester, load him in. Alright, let's go over to the table here, click on jewelry, and start crafting. And crash. Alright, so what do we got here? Okay. Let's see what happened. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. How strange. Oh, what are, ability objects, of course. Psh. Why did I make a list without it? Yeah, new list of game object. Psh. That would help. Yeah, gotta have valid lists. So let's try that again. Okay, right click on the table, go to jewelry, try to craft. Oh yeah, there we go. We got the hammer. Okay. What is this? Serialized object target has been destroyed. UnityEngine.gui. Huh. Oh, right. This is a really weird issue that the Unity UI gives you, and it's this right here. Every time I mouse over this, I like lose it. So let's go there. And I think that issue will actually stop. See if I, yeah, no, it doesn't happen. That is the oddest thing. So anyway, our hammer, it's in the wrong position. So let's go to the scene here. We're gonna go look for the hammer, and let's see, we're gonna have to flip it around basically. So he's kind of holding it upside down here. His hand is like totally in the wrong angle for this, right? Because he actually, yeah, this is the chopping onions animation. I think I'm just gonna hold the hammer backwards. So we're gonna hit E to rotate it, and let's rotate it on its local axis. We're gonna flop it up around this way, and then I want to shrink it. So let's see, like 0.25 as the scale. Maybe a little bigger, maybe 0.5. Yeah, okay, that's about right. And then let's see what's gonna look best here. Probably, if I look at the chopping onions animation, let's just see that for a second. So he's got this chopping onions animation. Let me just take a look at the slicing bread, like really big, and see what he does with his hands there, right? Same thing with the slicing bread, his hand position isn't really that accurate, so no matter what, you're going to end up with something a little off. Okay, that's fine realistically. So what I'm going to do is, I think, you know what? We also have the hammering. So let's just look at those and see if maybe that actually is a better one. Yeah, you know what? That's a way better animation. We're just gonna do the default crafting hammering rather than the jewel crafting animation, and then at least like the hand position actually works with a hammer. Okay, so let's go back to what do we want to do? We want to go back to jewel crafting jewelry, and we're gonna change this to crafting hammering. Then I actually, you know what? I'm gonna make a duplicate of that, and I'm gonna call it jewel crafting, because we need to put in a bunch of those little on hit events, and I don't necessarily want those in the crafting hammering animation. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna do 42 to 135, exactly the same, and this will be AnyRPG example jewel crafting 2, because we already have number 1 for that, and we're not gonna loop that. We're gonna hit apply, and then just go in and add like a bunch of events. So boom, let's see, tink, animation hit, animation hit. Tink. What, mana potion? No. Animation hit. Tink. Animation hit. Okay, see if I can actually get that copied this time. Apply that. Okay, let's try this again. We got tink. Yeah. Tink, tink, tink. Okay, there. And tink. Oops. New event. Animation hit. Tink. New event. Animation hit. Tink. New event. Animation hit. Tink. Tink. New event. Animation hit. 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 There's a lot of little wax in here. Tink. New event. Animation hit. Tink. Tink. New event. Animation hit. Tink. Tink. That's like the last one. Okay. Good. New event. Animation hit. Alright, so all these events, animation hits. Let's just new event. That should be named animation hit. Just make sure that the rest of these got named okay. Alright, good. So that's our new Jewel Crafting 2 animation. And I totally forgot to put the hammer in the right position, but you know what? It doesn't matter because his hand is flipped around. So let's press save, and we need to actually do that, set the animation now. So, jewelry. Yeah, example crafting hit, and this will be Jewel Crafting 2. Okay, let's save that and go try it out again. Okay, load game. Go down to 078 tester, hit load. Okay, and just make sure that this is on my headphones so I can hear it, and go to Jewel Crafting and craft. Okay, and where's the hammer? Facing back towards him and halfway through his leg. Okay, so this is where now we need to grab the hammer. AnyRPG Jewelry Hammer, and we're gonna rotate it here. We're gonna spin it around and put the small end down so it looks a little bit more like a jewelry hammer. We are gonna set the transform scale to 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, so it's like about the right size that it should be. And then we're gonna move it over and up a little bit and over some more. Whoops, I think I'm grabbing the wrong axis there. Yeah, there, okay. So back a little bit so it's like more into his hand, and then maybe a little bit more down like this way. Okay, and then let's look at that from a few different angles here. Looks pretty good. It's like right in the palm of his hand basically. Yeah, maybe we can rotate it a little bit more. On the global? No, we want to do that on the local. A little bit more that way. And then just move it down a little bit like that, and then up a little bit, so it's kind of sticking a little bit out of his hand. Okay, that looks really good, I think. Good. Now we need one frame for the Euler script to catch up, and now we can transfer these values. So hold that, go into the jewelry hammer, add a new inspector window, and copy position into physical position. Copy scale into physical scale. Okay, and copy Euler angles into physical rotation. And that's it. Nothing else matters because we don't ever sheath these things. They are created and destroyed immediately when we craft. So let's unpause that. All right. And let's exit the game, save that, close the extra tab, and pop back into the game. Okay, play, load game, go down into 078 tester, and then we're just going to go test that again without messing with it. So right click on the table, go to jewelry, craft a gem. Oh man, that is so awesome. Yep. Oh, I'm good with that. Very, very good with that. Yeah. So cool. Okay. You know what I was thinking was also going to be kind of neat, like if we, when we were sewing, if we actually had like pieces of leather and stuff like that, or like when we were doing a recipe, if we were making the gloves, if we actually had like a physical prefab for the glove in our hand. I think I'm going to do that eventually, and in the same way that you can have the food where it's edible and it starts off whole and disappears, it would be really cool to have like your crafting stuff start off halfway and eventually look full. I'm not going to do that right now, but let's try looking for some leather. I just want to see, do we have any leather, like just leather or like cloth or something like that? Because if we do, it would be awesome. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, how about cloth? Do we have any cloth? Like just a strip of cloth? Almost positive we have like, so we have like a square of cloth, but I'm sure we've got to have like just a piece of cloth somewhere that we can use. Yeah, what's this? It's a piece of cloth. Unfortunately, it's not got double-sided normals. It's invisible from that side. If I'm going to use a piece of cloth, I would like it to have normals on both sides. Okay, so let's try, I don't know, fabric. Okay, how about material? Wow, that's really generic. I think what I might do is like, I think I'm gonna go on the asset store just for like a second and see if I can find anything. Otherwise, wow, yeah, nothing down here. Okay, let's just go on the asset store for a second. Go into the asset store and search for like cloth, and take free assets and see if there's anything in there that would be efficient. No, okay. How about like material? That is of course just going to give us that. How about like fabric? No, I don't know. Maybe like cotton. No, how about like wool? was the closest thing? Polygon shaders? Alright, so I guess we'll just skip on that for now. You know what we'll do? We'll do something that I know that we actually do have though. Let's go back into the holdable objects, and we're gonna do the alchemy stuff, or not alchemy. We're gonna do the inscription stuff. So we're looking for the holdable object for the scissors, and let's see. For inscription, we have a feather pin, and we're just gonna do like a, call it inscription scroll. Inscription scroll. Okay, and change that to inscription scroll. And then we're gonna swap out the physical prefab on that for a scroll. This one right here looks good, I think, but I want to go in and just do like AnyRPG scroll, so Control D to duplicate that and rename it AnyRPG scroll, then go back into the inscription scroll holdable object and change that to AnyRPG scroll. Okay, great. So where did we put the pen? We put the pen in the right hand. We're going to hold the scroll in the left hand. So let's go now into inscription, and we will add a second holdable object, and it'll be the inscription scroll. Okay, that looks good. So file, save, and let's jump back into the game. Load game. Go to our 0.7a tester. And I just want to see something here with blacksmithing. I want to see if the hand position supports the idea of picking up these tongs. Because like we use the hammer, but I think it would be really cool to use the tongs too. So let's see. I'm just going to make something, craft an iron bar here. So no, his hand position kind of sucks. It's like if you see that, it's not really great for putting something in his other hand. It's just kind of like they have to be like sticking downwards or something. Oh well, not a big deal. It's like it's fine because basically like he's already hammering on the thing. So cool. Let's jump back out to the main menu. I think I'm not going to do anything for woodworking either because like. I mean, I suppose I could give him a stick or something, give him like a branch, maybe. I think in that case, like in woodworking, I think it's going to make a lot more sense to have whatever he's supposed to be crafting in his hand. So we won't worry too much about that for now. But with inscription, we definitely want to do something about that. So we can just jump out to the main menu here. And we're going to go jump on, I think wolf speed is actually over somewhere near the mice over here. So let's go over to him. Right, he's like way up there by the necromancer. Let's just give him some extra speed. No, I got hit, alright. I think I have to set the fall off for those effects to like 50 meters instead of 100 because I can hear them from way too far away. Okay, here we go, crafting table. So, our new inkwell is on there, so that's pretty awesome. And let's go to inscription, and I don't have any swamp reed, huh? guess I need to just go collect some swamp reed really quickly. So there's some over here. Alright, and there's some more over here. And we'll just grab a little bit more here. And let's go back into our base. Okay. And I'm just going to save this and go to inscription. And now let's check what happens when we try to craft this. So, interestingly enough, oh, I think one of these things has a collider on it. Let's just take a look at that. So, AnyRPG scroll. Yeah, collider. We don't need a collider on this thing. That would help. Okay. And let's just make sure that the pen doesn't have any RPG star. Was it quill? Feather pen. Yeah. And hey, look, that's got a collider as well. Yeah, let's move that. Okay. So we're gonna save that, and we're just gonna jump into the game again. Load up wolf speed. Try inscription again, and parchment paper and craft. Okay, awesome. So let's zoom in now and look at the scroll. Hit F, scene mode. Hit F to focus on it, and just take a look at the pen. Okay. So we need to do a little bit of rotation and positioning on these two objects. So let's see, the scroll, it's a little bigger than it needs to be. So let's just take the scroll. We're going to add the show reel. The show reel Euler angles script, and let's set the scale down here. I don't know, 0 0.5, 0 0.5, 0 0.5. No, you know what? 0 0.7, 0 0.7, 0 0.7. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. And then we're just going to hit E and rotate it. And we want it basically like, so he's sort of holding it in his hand here. Then we want to move it up so it's, yeah, more like about that. I think we can move it a little bit this way so it's not quite poking through his finger. Maybe a little bit back so it's more like through his thumb there. And I think that's about as good as we're going to get it. Okay, now we need to take the feather and do the same thing, add the show reel Euler angles script, and then do a little bit of rotation with that. So basically we want him to be holding it like he's actually writing. So we're just going to move it a little bit. Oops, feather. Feather. Okay, and to do that, let's see, we'll grab it. Static. Oh, well, okay. We definitely don't want it static. So, okay, we're going to rotate it around that axis. Okay, good. So then he can like hold it. And he's not really going to hold it like you would normally hold a pen. Let me just change that to the global axis so I can work with that a little easier. change that back to its local axis, which is still a little funny looking. Okay, so we need to rotate it like that way. Yeah, and then let's change it back to the global axis here. Okay. I know it's sort of like stabbing through his face a little bit there, but you know what, when we hold pens, we tend to hold them backwards on an angle like this toward our wrist. So maybe that would be a little better. Yeah, there we go. I think that's about as good as we're gonna get it. I'm pretty happy with that. So we just need to give it one frame. Now we have Euler angles, and now we can go update both of those holdable objects. So right now we're selecting the feather pin, so we're going to search for AnyRPG feather pin. It's not static. Okay, and then we have the holdable object, so we will add an inspector tab for that. And now we can set its position, so physical position there, there, and there, and physical rotation, Euler angles, there, there, and there. Okay, good. Target bone right hand, that all looks good. Alright, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to grab the scroll. So we will look, for the scroll, AnyRPG scroll. We're going to unlock the inspector and lock it so it's back in there. And then we're going to search for scroll in here, grab the inscription scroll holdable object, and then do the same thing. Copy out the position into physical position. Copy out the scale down to physical scale. And copy out the show real Euler angles down into physical rotation. Alright, and file. Alright, we can't save while we're in game. That's good enough. We're gonna jump out of there and save. Okay, and let's try that and see how that works. So jump into the game. And you know what I want to make sure? I just want to check that feather pen again, because it's interesting. Yeah, there. Okay, that's better. I had to uncheck static on that. And now it'll actually be movable. So jump back into the game. Oh, right, yeah, we need to go to wolf speed. So go to the main menu and load up wolf speed. Okay, and let's try again. So going over to there, going to inscription, and crafting a parchment paper. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, that pen is in the right place, the scroll is in the right place. Oh, that is so awesome. And we got this nice like writing sound to go with it. Yeah. let's see. So basically, yeah, now we've got all our prefabs, and that works. Like, it works really, really well. So, inscription, grab another piece of parchment paper. I want to see this again here. Let's do that once more. Yeah, awesome. Okay, and let's just jump back out to the main menu. And I want to go back and take a look at 0.7a tester again. And I just want to have him do some jewel smithing for us real quickly. And look at that, right? We got... And let's just move that cast bar out of the way. So we'll go to settings, user interface, and we want to unlock the UI and drag this thing like over here, and then lock the UI. So go back into the settings menu and lock the UI again, return, continue, and let's craft another one of these things. Yeah, there we go. Can I get even closer? I think this is as close as my camera will allow me to get here. Okay, very cool. Let's go and create a new screenshot for that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, awesome. I'm totally happy with that. So this has been fun. Now we can have much more realistic crafting. It looks very, very cool in my opinion, so I hope you like that. And as usual, if you like that kind of content and you want to see more of it in the future, then thumbs up the video, subscribe to the Cohesion channel, or just leave a note in the comments letting me know. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.